Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. Today I will be reviewing the last novel that I've actually read in the month of August, and that being The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. This is the last novel that I'll be reviewing for subscriber month, which is during the month of August, or was during the month of August. And if you're if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know what subscriber month is. But if you're new to my channel and this is the first video that you're watching on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. First off, it means the world to me. It really does. And if you're not sure what subscriber month is, it's basically what I've made. It's something that I made up during the month of August because I was born in August. In fact, my birthday was a couple of days ago, and it was my own little way of showing my appreciation to all my wonderful subscribers for subscribing to my channel and basically for watching my videos, because and for showing support for me and my channel. And I've actually done a whole welcome video, or an introduction video, called Welcome to Subscriber Month, which is currently on my channel right now, so please check that out, as well as 3 other recommendation videos for subscriber month that I've did for August, called one that was called Pet by Awakey Emsry, Clan of the Cave Bear, and The Martian. So please check them please check them videos out, guys. They are currently on my channel right now. And after this, I will be doing a conclusion video to subscriber month. It's going to be a laid back type of thing without any notes. I'm just going to talk to you about my feelings and my experiences doing this whole thing. So a little background information for Triffids, which I'll be referring to the book as simply as Triffids. I won't be referring to it as the Day of the Triffids, as it'll be too long. So I'll simply refer to it as Triffids. Triffids was published in December of 1951, and even though it's a very old book, the language in it wasn't really an issue for me, as language from back then to present day has changed dramatically from the way people communicate and the ways people speak. But I didn't really find it an issue for me, the way John describes things. I did have kind of well, not really an issue, but because it's set in London, the way people speak, because we have like different, I wouldn't say cultures, but people tend to talk differently and express themselves in different ways. Like Cockneys and all that type of stuff. So but it wasn't really an issue for me. I knew exactly what people were saying and talking about, and I understood what they meant. So that wasn't really an issue for me. So the book is very easy and quick to read. It's about just over 200 pages long, so it's a very short novel. As I said, the author, the person that actually actually wrote the book, was called John Wyndham. He was a British author. He was born on the 10th of July 1903, and he died on the 11th of March 1969. And if you see me looking down, guys, as always, I'm just looking at my notes. Sorry. And the genre of the book, what genre this book is, it's a post-apocalyptic science fiction novel. And it's based around plants as well. So that's kind of a unique thing, as old science fiction novels tend to revolve around aliens or robots. But this one is completely set around plants, but I will discuss that in more detail later. So this has actually got a movie adaptation on it, which was released over in the UK in July of 1962, and it was probably released worldwide in the same year as well. It was directed by 2 directors. Sorry, my voice went there for a minute. One called Steve Seackley and Freddie Francis. I'm actually not sure what them guys have actually what other projects they've actually worked on, or what films they've directed. If they've directed anything mainstream, let me know in the comments down below. And they've also, there's also a TV miniseries based on this novel as well, called well, by the same name. And it was a 2 episode miniseries, and it was done by the BBC. It went on through the 28th of December to the 29th of September. So a 2-day run throughout the throughout the year of 2009. And this novel was actually recommended to me by Kristina. Her channel name used to be Kristina and the Books, but she recently changed her channel name slightly to Kristina Reads Too Much. And I wasn't sure if that was really a thing, to be honest. And can you ever read too much? So before I get into my what the story is about, my usual spiel. Spoiler-free video, guys. No spoilers for you. And this is going to be my own thoughts and opinions regarding this novel. So please remember that going forward. So, Triffids. What is it about? It starts off opening up with introducing us to our main male character called Bill Mason, who is referred to simply as Bill throughout the whole novel. And Bill wakes up in a hospital bed with a bandage over his eyes. He cannot see because there's a bandage over his eyes. And we find out that there has been a mysterious meteor that has passed the Earth and has emitted a strange glow or light emitting from this asteroid or meteor or comet or whatever you want to call it. And anyone that actually has looked up and looked directly into this strange light has become blind, and they have become permanently blind. They cannot see whatsoever, and there has been no cure for it. So humanity has then been split up into 2 categories of one section of people that can actually see and people that are blind, which are the majority of the population. This novel is set in London. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. I'm not sure if this happens worldwide or whether it's just isolated in the UK. But because no other countries are referred to in this novel, we're not extensively anyway. It leads me to believe that this has happened worldwide. And so you may be wondering, okay, where are the Triffids? What are the Triffids? The Triffids have been on Earth a long time, even before the comet actually came and caused everyone to be blind. The Triffids were created in a laboratory, and they are plant-based, as I said. They aren't strictly a flower or a weed, although I picture them as being a giant weed. Think of them as being a cross between a giant weed and the Ents from Lord of the Rings, as they can physically plant themselves into the ground and then actually come out of the ground and then walk on the surface of the planet. So they are massive, they are blind, they cannot see. So that's one thing that the people that can see have a advantage with defeating the Triffids. And they have a way of communicating. They make all these strange noises with each other to communicate with from one Triffid to the other. And they have these giant stingers like scorpions, and they can lash out at people, and they sting people. This can happen anywhere on the human body, but mostly it happens on a person's face. That's where Triffid mostly concentrates his focus on getting its stinger, is on the human face. And when a person gets stung by Triffid, they have been killed. And so for people that can actually see, this isn't really a problem. But for people that are blind and cannot see a thing, they are picked off one by one, and they are more vulnerable to the Triffids themselves. So the Triffids have actually been on Earth long before the comet actually came, and they've suddenly grown and grown and grown. And when this event with the comment actually happened, they have taken over the planet. They are roaming. They are tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of Triffids on the planet. And Bill suddenly escapes from the hospital, and he gradually finds out what's actually happened, about what happened with the meteor. And there was actually an instance where he bumped into a legitimately blind person. You know, like that. You know, he bumps into this blind guy, and this blind guy says, "Oh, well, what's your problem?" And then Bill tells this blind man what's actually happened with the meteor, and this blind guy legitimately thinks that this situation is funny because everyone's turned blind. And that's kind of a ironic thing to actually do, because he's probably been looked down all his life for being a blind person. The blind people are struggling to get food. They are doing their best to survive. They are getting drunk most of the time. They're in bars, they're getting drunk, and they are having their hands on their shoulders, and they are like supporting each other and leading each other, like the blind leading the blind. And they're trying to do their best, but they are struggling dramatically to get food. That's their main objective throughout the whole novel, is for blind people to get food. And obviously the sighted people, the people that can actually still see, because Bill didn't, because this didn't affect Bill because his eyes were covered, so he couldn't actually see the green lights. And there have been like, and throughout the whole novel, there are people that can still actually see, yeah, they probably didn't actually see the green light coming from the meteor because they were maybe, you know, indoors or having a nap or whatever. And newborn babies as well. Even if you know, a woman that's been blinded by this comment is pregnant and she gives birth, that baby can actually physically see. So young babies can actually still see, even if their mothers were blinded by the comment. So the blind people are trying to get the sighted people to get food for them. And the sighted people are saying, no, we don't have to help them. If we help them, they'll take all the food and we won't have any food for ourselves. And it's kind of like a struggle and so like an argument saying, should we help them or should we not help them, or should we only look after ourselves? You know, so it's kind of like that struggle for what we should do, what's right to actually do. So as Bill is wandering through the streets of London, he comes across a young lady called Josella, who is on was on the floor, and she I'm pretty sure she has got some sort of leash around her neck, as a blind man has got her on this leash, and he is basically using her to get food. He is doing it in an aggressive way. He's beating her, and he is basically using her as a means to survive, and he doesn't seem to care for her whatsoever. It's just a way of him trying to survive and get food. And Bill sees this, and he immediately breaks it up, and he frees Josella, and they go off and do their own thing, and they suddenly get trapped or captured by this group of blind people, this massive group, this massive organization of blind people that are trying to recruit sighted people to help them out and get food. And they give them when they show Bill this massive map, and they say, right, this over here, this little section is your area, and you'll have about 20 people, and you'll be responsible for them, and then in this little area, this is where you have to go and concentrate your efforts in this little area to get food in this area alone. At first, Bill was kind of reluctant to do this, because Bill and Josella are split up into their own separate units, as they are both. And Bill was kind of like, doesn't really like this, as he's attracted to Josella, and they become romantically involved. and he cares for her a lot, and it's a very romantic and sweet relationship. So a big chunk of the novel is him trying to find Josella and to try to track her down and try to find out where she actually is, or where her group actually is, and try to track her down and meet up with her and get back together with her. And you would think that this group, this organization would be cruel and keep these sighted people, treat them really, really bad, but that doesn't really happen. They aren't treated they aren't treated bad whatsoever. They are treated, like human beings. They're just like human beings are sighted and blind, and they're just trying to help each other out. That they aren't really like mistreating each other or anything like that. And throughout the novel, it just focuses on humanity. It just focuses on us helping each other out and trying to survive throughout this whole terrible situation. And the Triffids seem to be in the background. They don't. This book doesn't focus on the Triffids a lot. It only focuses on them occasionally. And the sighted people have these weapons, which like knives and swords and all that. And they also have these Triffid guns that they've called them. They're probably just normal pistols, but they refer to them as Triffid guns. And they use these weapons primarily to disarm the Triffids by shooting off their stingers. So they are pretty much powerless to kill a human being. And if you're expecting like a massive battle between the humans and the Triffids, you aren't really going to get this in this novel. There is a kind of a mini confrontation at the end where they are trying to burn a big group of the Triffids. But it's not really like a massive Lord of the Rings type of battle. Please don't go in thinking that you're going to get that, because it's mostly focused on the humans trying to survive this ordeal and the Triffids being in the background. That's pretty much what it is really. There is really no conclusion to the story. If you are one of these readers where you want to see this conclusion, to this video, you want to see closure to the ending of the story, you aren't really going to get this in the Triffids. It's a open-ended novel, and it's an open-ended story. It goes on sort of like the ending of any zombie movie. Just pick any random zombie movie, think of the ending. That's what it's like for the end of the Triffids. It just carries on, and it makes you think about all these different scenarios about what happened to Bill and Josella, and did humanity get back together? And they're constantly saying, maybe this whole situation was our fault, even though we couldn't possibly have predicted that this comet could actually come past the Earth and blind everyone that saw it. But it's really good. It really is good. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. But it's definitely worth your time, guys. It really is, especially if you're really into classic sci-fi. If you are really into maybe like classic Doctor Who, that's more or less what you're getting with Triffids, is classic Doctor Who. Even though it's not, even though the Triffids and Doctor Who have nothing to, they have no similarities, or they are in completely different universes. But what I'm saying is Triffids has the same kind of vibe as a typical classic Doctor Who story. So that's basically what it is. It's about Bill trying to find Josella. All these characters are fine. Bill is a strong leader of this group that's trying to be strong and dedicated to his cause, to try to help his section out, and to try to find Josella because he loves her so much. I believe they do get married in this novel, and they do have a baby called David. Great name, by the way. For some people that may seem a bit rushed because the novel is only about 200 pages long, so it does feel a bit rushed. But it is what it is. I did actually really enjoy this novel. I am planning to give it a reread really soon, maybe next year. I'm not sure, and I will be definitely checking out other stories or novels by this author as well, because I really enjoyed this novel. I did listen to a majority of this story on audio because my nan's recently come back from hospital, and I've got to constantly do stuff for her, which is fine. But I had to listen to it on audio while I was doing the washing up and cleaning and like making her bed and making her food, and all that type of stuff. It just made me feel a bit. It was just easier for me to listen to it on audio. Not saying that I got bored reading the novel. Far from it. I didn't get bored with this novel whatsoever. It was, you know what I mean. It was just easier for me to listen to it on audio while I was doing washing up and chores throughout the house. So yeah, that's just basically the storyline, guys. My likes for it. I liked Bill. I liked the idea of the Triffids and the comments and the part of the story where they've got two fractions of humanity: the people that can see and the people that are blind, and they're trying to coexist with each other, and that struggle whether they should help each other or not. What I disliked about the novel, they were kind of some feminist, well, not feminist. They had some, that like section where I told you where Jo Seller's like tied up and she has a dog collar and a leash around her neck. I just thought, yeah, really? But yeah, it was what it was. It was only a little section about 1 page or 2 pages long, so it was really short. To be honest, I didn't really have too many dislikes about this book, as I really enjoyed it. It was one where you could just sit down and read and have like a cup of tea or a coffee and just relax, and in the evening and just read it or listen to it. So it was really enjoyable. Really liked it, guys. Really, really did. Closing thoughts. Go out and buy it or read it or listen to the audiobook. The audiobook is currently on YouTube right now, so if you're not a massive reader, at least listen to the audiobook. It's really cool to actually listen to it and actually read. So yeah, bottom line, read this story if I can talk. And rating. As I said, it's not great. It's not, it's not terrible. But it's slightly above average for me. So I was going to give it a 3 stars, but because it focused on humanity and like, oh, is this our fault? Is this humanity's fault? Is this our doing? Did we do this to ourselves? And it made me think about our current situations, like with the coronavirus. It's like, we may think that we are an intelligent species, but really, we are really incredibly stupid. We really are. I mean, we don't go around wearing masks. We could go around infecting people without our knowledge, and this prolongs this. And we also kill our own species as well. So us as a species, we are really stupid. So it made me think about that as well, about how we can improve as a society and as a community on this wonderful planet that we're actually on right now. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars out of 5, guys. Really enjoyed this novel, if you can't already tell. Yeah. So like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, guys. If you do subscribe to my channel, click on the little bell so you know whenever I upload videos. I upload videos every Monday and Friday, and I'm currently filming this on Sunday, so I'm pre-recording this. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading, and I will see you on Friday for my next video. Not sure what it is, but it's going to be something good. So here, guys. Bye.